welcome to this video. Welcome. You know, I am just uploading whatever because I am who I am, you know? Okay, so I just finished watching Stranger Things. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Isabella, we all finished that a long time ago because I think it finished a long time ago. Well, I didn't. We out here. It took me like forever just to get to it, and honestly, like, I'm gonna keep 100%. Like, I was always like, I don't, whatever, it's Stranger Things, like, oh yeah, it's really hyped up, whatever. I was like, who cares, you know? I heard about it and I didn't think that much of it. I was like, oh, it looks kind of weird or cool or whatever. But when somebody described to me what it was, I think it came out like not too long after It Follows, like maybe a year after It Follows came out, who knows, I don't know. I know it was after It Follows though. And It Follows, like, I was obsessed with that movie. I was in love. As soon as I heard what the concept was and the style was of Stranger Things, I knew that like I was gonna love it. Like, I knew it was gonna be an issue for me, that I was gonna get really obsessed because everyone was talking about how good it was. It was like my favorite thing, like horror movies. It's got like that 80s, like, you know, like even listening to the theme music, I was like, I already know I'm gonna love this. And if you've listened to the music from It Follows or seen It Follows, it has a very similar soundtrack. It's like 80s like video game music kind of, or at least that's kind of what it's reminiscent of to me. I knew. I was like, there's gonna be an issue. And also, the other thing was, I felt that if I went into it going like, this is gonna be the best thing ever, and everyone had talked it up to me, I was gonna be disappointed. People will talk stuff up all the time. You imagine it to be the greatest thing in the world, so automatically it's not gonna be, because there's no way that it's gonna meet your expectations. You have to just go in just letting it be what it's gonna be. At least that's how it's always been for me, and I think that's how it is for most people. So I just was like, kind of putting it down. I didn't like make time for it because I didn't really watch any TV shows, and I was like, I'm not gonna go to my way to watch this. Always in the back of my head, I knew I was gonna love it. Like, I always knew that. I didn't know like how much I was gonna like love this show. Oh my god, this is where it gets really pathetic. I'm like emotional about it. I cried like the whole, I just binged like the last 5 episodes. I don't binge watch a lot, like that's very difficult for me to do. So I was watching it in lots of bits and pieces, the first and second season, and I thought I had less time. Like I thought because this was October time, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's probably gonna come out this October, but it's not even gonna come out till like 2019, the 3rd season. So I don't even know I was tripping, but it just proves how little I keep up. Keeping up, it's like cool because I'm like, oh, like I'm getting to know what everyone's talking about. Like all the pop figures, I'm like, oh, okay, like I actually get what they are now. Like before I was like, what is a demo, like I didn't know what a Demogorgon was. I was like, can't read that. I went to Universal Horror Nights and I wasn't even finished with the first season. Like I left the last like 2 episodes of the first season. Like I took a long break after that, not because I wasn't into it, but it's just because I was just caught up with like my mental health and my life and all that stuff. So it was just hard for me to like watch a TV show and get invested in one, because I was invested. I am very invested in it. Obviously I was like gonna cry. So I finally just finished the last like 5 episodes because I had today off and I woke up really early and I was like, you know what, I don't really have a lot to do and I don't really feel like watching YouTube. Like I'm trying to do more things and like watch more things and just do different things, and hopefully that will help me mentally. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch Stranger Things. And of course, like the whole like last half of the 2nd season is like crazy. Like it's so hard to not continue watching. It's like you're so invested. I don't want to give any spoilers, so I'm not going to. I was super emotional. Like I think like almost every episode I was crying like at some point. Just the acting's so good. You get so invested in these characters, like because they're so human. The writing is fantastic. They make them so believable. It's unbelievable to me. I'm so impressed. And like honestly, I want to make a joke like I'm crying because I know I'll never make anything as good as Stranger Things, and like honestly it's like I'm not sad about that. I don't care. I think most artists can say they saw something that they believe is the greatest thing ever and it's somebody else's work and it inspired them. To them that's what they revere, and no matter what they make, they're never going to compare themselves to their heroes, because that's pretty narcissistic or egotistical or whatever. I just couldn't imagine. Most artists just aren't like that, I don't think, and I'm not like that. But this like inspired me so much, and almost kind of did the opposite in the sense that I was like, okay, I'm never gonna be like this, but like it's nice to just watch something that you can really appreciate and you can always just look up to, because I've been having a hard time finding stuff that I really genuinely think is like perfect. It's so good. It's like so good. It's such a good show. Let's talk about like the acting, the writing, the way the show is structured, the character development. Oh my gosh, the way that they incorporate like every single horror genre into one show is like, I'm in awe. Like I can't even handle it. It's like sci-fi horror, like very much like Alien, Predator. There's moments where it's like The Exorcist. there's moments where it's like Resident Evil, like not like Resident Evil's a great horror movie or anything, like, well, it's a good movie, like, but in a corny way. They're not the best movies, but they're good, they're fun to watch. It's like almost as if they took all the good things from anything horror inspired and just force them together, but not force them in a bad way. They run together so cohesively, and you would not think that. You would think that none of those genres could really fit. Like, horror has a lot of different subgenres and that they wouldn't go well together. If you see other people try to put them together, it doesn't work. It's like bad. A lot of complaints you'll hear about horror movies, you'll hear like someone say, I thought I was watching this and then all of a sudden it was a paranormal movie, and that annoyed me. Like, I wasn't expecting ghosts, or I thought it was a ghost movie and then it wasn't. Like, blending sometimes doesn't work for a lot of people, and I think because they just initially came at it in like this sci-fi element, they open themselves up to so much that they could do. Like, stuff that they do, you can't just write it off as paranormal because it does make sense in the storyline. Because a lot of paranormal stuff is really stupid. Like, okay, so the ghost can do this but can't do this. Like, the rules of paranormal horror movies can be really dumb, and that's just kind of how it is. Usually you have to pick between good writing and good, scary, artsy stuff. It's rare that you get both, and this by far does all of it and does it well, and it's one of those things where it's like, okay, there's no excuse. Like, y'all need to get on top of your game. But I think it's just because horror is so unexplored. The Dufferin brothers, I think they're called the Dufferin brothers. I don't want to mess up their name. I don't pay attention to that stuff usually because I just like to let art speak for itself. I don't like to obsess with the artist. Duffer brothers. Honestly, you could tell like this is their baby. The fact that they write and direct everything, like, to me, that I would love to do stuff like that. That's like dream, you know? But I just feel like I can't sometimes because I feel like I'm not good enough, and I should probably stop being like that. To see them do that and to do it so well, you could tell they really love scary stuff. Like, and not just that, but they love good TV, they love good writing, they love good characters, they love good anything. It's unbelievable. Great directors. Everything about it is so beautiful and amazing. So wonderfully done. I bet there's people that work with them love working with them, but you could just tell because the energy the actors put in, it's amazing. I know that they get a lot of credit, but they deserve so much more, and I'm sure that they don't even know, because I think they just were like, oh, let's just make a show. I don't think they even knew how good it was gonna be. I don't think anyone would know, or I would even know, that it would affect at least me to this extent. I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for any piece of art that affects me. Like, I was crying, like I was tearing up so much because it was just like, I was so emotionally invested in the characters. I don't know if that's like a recent thing, but I've never really been like that. I think that's part of why I just kind of stopped watching TV, because like I'd either get too emotionally invested and it'd become an issue, or like I just didn't really care that much. As soon as the first episode started, I was invested. I was like, oh wow. Like, I remember my friend tried to get me to watch it, and I watched like the first 5 minutes, and we were all talking, but I actually was like really drawn to it. Like, I couldn't stop watching because even the first 5 minutes, it's like, I can't stop watching this. Like, I can't. It's so good. It's crazy to think how long it's been since I saw that first episode, and like how far the show's come. And also, it's like, I think it's something where you get invested in the kids, like the actors too. Like, you kind of get to watch them grow up, the characters and the actors, I guess, but you know, mostly the characters, because I don't like to connect actors to characters. They're separate beings. As someone who used to act a lot, like, I hated when people would do that. I was like, no, I'm acting. Like, to imply that that's how a person is in real life is basically an insult to their craft, because that means that they're not a good enough actor to convey something else other than themselves. Just saying, next time you're saying like, oh, they're just like they are in the movie or the show, like, you're kind of insulting them. I know you don't feel like you are and you don't think that you are, but you're insulting them. Yeah, but like just watching them like grow up, it's so amazing, and they're inspiring. Like, and it's great for like as a woman like watching it too, because there's a lot of strong female characters. There's very strong characters of color too. I love that too, because it's just like they don't have to do that, and they do. Like, it's that easy. It's that easy to cast strong characters of color, by the way, people. Not that hard. That's like the easiest thing for them to do. Everything's perfect. That's what I'm saying. Everything's perfect about this show. I'm obsessed with it. If I were to get a job where my tattoos wouldn't matter so much, because I kind of have to cover the ones that I have. I have this one and this one right now, so I kind of have to wear like 3/4 sleeves usually. Hopefully I don't have to do those kind of jobs anymore. I could just do this forever. But I want to get, like, they have the numbers, like the experiments, like the people who were experimented on. Like 11 has 11, so like I feel like it's probably really basic and probably a lot of people have already done it. However, I want to get the number 11 like she has on her wrist, because as soon as I I was like almost done with the show, like I had like 2 episodes left, I was like, I have to get a tattoo, like a Stranger Things tattoo. And then I started thinking about maybe I should get like a horror sleeve, but I don't know where I'd do that because this one's kind of taking up a lot of my arm and I wouldn't want to go around it. Might have to get rid of it or something, I don't know. I'll go on this arm, but like I don't know if it would work good with this one. So I'm considering that stuff, but like I might do like a sleeve of like scary stuff that I love or whatever. I don't know, I'm thinking about it. But if not, I definitely want like a Stranger Things tattoo. So like I think having the number 11 will be dope. I don't know, I just wanted to make this video talking about that. I just finished Stranger Things because I was really emotionally overwhelmed, like so emotionally overwhelmed. I was like, I feel like everyone needs to know how I feel right now. And I deleted my Twitter because it's very negative and I can't handle it because mentally I'm not strong enough to handle it. I'm just gonna keep it real. Yeah, I felt like the need to talk about it. So severely. I'm sorry, I have like a headache too. I was crying, I was screaming. Like the second to last episode, the end, because I was waiting the whole time. I was like, when's it gonna happen? I'm waiting. I'm not saying what it is because you gotta watch it yourself because you knew it was gonna happen. And then it happened and I was like this. I was screaming. My dog was like, she boned out. She was annoyed. She was like, bye, let me out this room. They like were talking about like that they never really imagined that the show would go on that long and it's not gonna be one of those things that's gonna have like 6 seasons or whatever. They kind of made it sound like that even what they're doing now is they're gonna kind of force it because it could just kind of end where it is. That was as far as they were planning on having it go. And I love that mindset, by the way. Like I'm not gonna milk stuff, like I'm gonna make a cohesive storyline. Like that's something that American TV just doesn't do and should do more often. There's something that I really loved about Skins too. If you haven't watched Skins, like I was also very emotionally invested in Skins. I felt like I knew the characters. I felt like they were my friends. That's how I feel about everyone in Stranger Things. It's a very strong ensemble. Things with very strong ensembles are hard to pull off, but if you pull them off, you got them. Something that drew me in about Skins is that like it has a beginning, a middle, and an end. Like there is a story. Once the story's over, it's over. They don't push it. Hopefully they're gonna continue with that because I do feel like that's kind of where their heart is. But I know that there's a lot of people throwing money at them saying keep it going because they love the money because Stranger Things is very profitable. But I hope they keep the sanctity, I guess, of the art and just when it ends, if it needs to end, then it needs to end and just let it go and not try to force anything or push it because as it feels now, it's not forced and like I love it. When you get a deal to do a season of a show, you gotta make it count. No tea, no shade, or all tea, no shade. Colleen Ballinger, she made Haters Back Off, a show about Miranda Sings, and like honestly I think the biggest problem was that she was building up too much. She wanted to just build and there was no beginning, middle, and end. So there wasn't a lot of payoff for watching it. It was kind of just watching her be obnoxious and watching them get into hijinks, but it didn't feel like a sitcom. So it was kind of like in this weird in-between. And I liked it because I thought that was cool. Okay, that was my camera's way of telling me to shut up because I had to switch SD cards. Just to finish up what I was saying. I feel like Haters Back Off was cool. Like I was excited for what it was trying to do, but I just don't think it was well executed. And that's coming from someone who was a really big fan of the show. And then she was like upset because it got canceled and she's like, I had so much planned, and it's like, don't do that. You have to figure out a way to make it so that each season has a payoff at the end, but can be open if that's what you choose. And if you want to have like a really good cliffhanger, then go ahead, but like it almost felt like it just kind of was here the whole time. There was no like build up payoff, and like Stranger Things is all, you can feel the season to build. Both seasons build and land in kind of the same fashion. I'm sure even if you looked at episode to episode in the seasons, there's one more episode in season 2 than there is in season 1. You might even see a similarity structurally. I think there's just that much thought put into it. That's probably why it takes so freaking long. Like that's why we have to wait till 2019 to see a 3rd season. But like I don't think anyone's gonna lose interest, to be honest, because it just was that good. Like Haters Back Off, I felt like everyone was kind of interested in the 1st season, but it didn't really do that much, so a lot of people didn't come back. I was just really interested in Patrick, not gonna lie. I was in love with them. I thought they were beautiful, and now they're having a baby together, so just saying, that chemistry was too real. I think I said everything I wanted to say. Sorry that if this is a boring video or whatever, but yeah, that's where I'm gonna end it. I have to recommend a YouTuber because I like not doing that. Like I'll like do it half the time and then not. I just went through my subscription box. Let's say Philip DeFranco. Who doesn't watch Philip DeFranco? If you don't, watch him. Keep up with that news, friend. I don't think I really need to say what he does because everyone kind of knows. He does like news. He like covers stories and stuff. I gotta go. I got stuff to do, but I just wanted to share my thoughts because I was out here crying or whatever. Anyway, thanks for watching. I love you guys, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye. Was that a good ending? Still trying to figure it out. Let me know. Bye.